Hi, this is Deborah, and for my theory presentation, I will be going over the family systems trauma model. This model was created by Dr. Scott Sales. He is the founder of Family Systems Trauma and Family Trauma Institute. He has also founded Parenting with Love and Limits program. It's a evidence-based family treatment model. It's been tested in community mental health systems in Idaho, and they found that it shortened and improved treatment times by 20%. His book, Treating the Traumatized Child, which was published in 2017, is the outlined step-by-step process of treating children in the family systems trauma model. There are three reasons that Dr. Scott created the FST model. The first reason is that there is a traumatized child and a traumatized family. Often the traumatized child is treated without the involvement of family and community. As a result, change is temporary and the trauma remains untreated. Reason number two is the now what question. We've helped the child with the trauma. Now what do we do? How do we move forward? Number three, therapists were in need of a clear path to go from trauma-informed to trauma response. So what is the family system trauma model? A model that addresses the perspective of a child as part of a traumatized family. The FST model targets children and adolescents aged 10 to 18 years old. The entire family or village is invited to attend the therapy process. And by village, Dr. Scott Sales refers to grandparents, aunts, uncles. They can be pastors, even foster parents are invited to come to the therapy sessions. The child and the family are treated as co-collaborators. They help with the how and the why. They assist with their own diagnosis. The child and family work together instead of against each other to solve the problem. How does the FST model work? So there are 5 phases of treatment. On average, 6 to 10 2-hour sessions or 12 to 20 1-hour sessions of treatment are needed to complete all 5 phases. Phase 1 is where the therapist and the family identify the symptoms. The therapist asks the question at the beginning of how many agree with the statement that all families have stress. Of course, everyone raises their hand in the room and instantly everyone feels like they're on a team together. Each family member then rates their level of stress and what are their top 3 stressors. In addition to identifying any possible safety stressors, such as acts of aggression, self-harm, bullying, they create a stress chart that everyone can see and everyone contributes to. The next process is called wound work, and this is where they look at how the stresses or the symptoms of the child and what they are experiencing, like disrespect, underperformance at school, how that is the fruit on a tree that everyone can see, but what everyone is not seeing are the undercurrents or the toxic seeds under the soil that are creating this bad fruit or toxic fruit. At this point, the FST therapist will show a tree diagram similar to this one, where they identify the fruit on the tree. It can be aggression, disrespect, poor choices. And then they also, the therapist shows them that there are 5 seeds that are part of the unhealthy undercurrents that flow in families. There is a seed that is the misuse of power, mental or physical impairment, unmet primal needs, and unhealed wounds. Phase 3 is where together they create playbooks. These are wound playbooks, and they are tasks used by families to heal the unresolved trauma in the here and the now. These playbooks address specific seeds that they are trying to heal with specific interventions. These books plan out everything from the who, the what, the when, the where, and even the how, clarifying what each person's role will be. In phase 4, there's troubleshooting and dress rehearsal. They finalize the playbooks. They receive handouts from the therapist with customized troubleshooting checklists for each family member. And then they conduct role play or dress rehearsals to act out key counter moves should they encounter trouble. Finally, in phase 5, they evaluate their progress and talk about relapse prevention. At this time, they are given a mini scale by the therapist, which shows how much progress the family has made in such a short amount of time. This is used to help just encourage the family and show them that there is hope. They also receive a list with different options for the next treatment steps, along with red flag checklists that maybe contain the risk for relapse and the next steps if relapse occurs. Then if the family is ready to graduate, they set up future callbacks and tune-ups are scheduled. I particularly love this theory because everything is laid out so clearly. There is dialogue, there are lists, there are forms. And although it sounds somewhat overwhelming, it is so well done and so clear and concise. I feel so passionate about families in general because I'm in a small town and I work in a school, and I see the family dynamics and the negative impacts that those are having on the children. Some of the research for this theory was a study that was done in 2009. It determined there were 2 reasons that it's better to keep the family together through trauma treatment. The first is that other family members may be traumatized by other family members' traumatic experiences. And also, the family has the potential to be a validating support for the traumatized family member. Another study, which was conducted in 2003, looked at evidence which linked adolescent substance abuse to dysfunctional family dynamics and teens who reported family support as being most helpful with staying sober. The results of this research indicated that parents' participation had a major positive influence on the outcome. These are my references. Thank you.